This is Financial Straight Talk with Jim Fox.
Back with you on this week's edition of Financial Straight Talk alongside Jim Fox of Wadadley Financial Group. Kevin McAlpin here with you. Of course, we thank you so much for joining us each and every week on the program. And if anything that Jim and I get into over the course of the show is of interest to you, well, don't delay. Pick up the phone. You want that plan for your retirement? Well, it's right there in the phone number, 321-414-7526. Again, it's 321-414-PLAN. Or you can always reach Jim and his team at Wadadley Financial Group at getfst.com. Well, Jim, this I found really interesting. Came up with this story about a week ago. What's the best time of the year to retire? And I'm sure a lot of folks, I was going to say yesterday, right? I'm sure you hear that a lot, though, in your office, though, right?
All the time. That's why I jumped. I didn't mean to cut you off, but that is like the common answer. Tomorrow or yesterday or today. That's the answers.
Yeah, well, let me tell you this. I found this article on bankrate.com, and it said the way you answer that question, what the best time of year is, could have a big impact on your retirement income and, of course, the taxes you will owe. For example, if you retire early in the calendar year, that could help keep your tax rate low, while retiring later in the year could boost your savings and Social Security benefits. So, Jim, I ask you, what are some of the tax factors you consider when it comes to helping a client decide, is it yesterday, is it tomorrow, is it 3 weeks down the road, when it does come to planning for their retirement?
You know what I love about this question is I love all these tax questions because think about it, guys. You go ask your financial weenie, right? That guy or that gal that helps you with your finances. You ask the tax question and you see that little bead of sweat build up on the corner of their forehead and it'll slowly roll down, right? Because they're like, oh, we can't really talk about taxes, you know? And then you got to go see your tax guy and your tax guy's like, man, I can't answer investment questions. And you're caught in this like kind of catch-22 loop, right? Groundhog Day, right? The reality is that taxes are the single biggest issue for me when it comes to retirement, as long as you've saved enough money, right? Obviously, if you haven't saved enough money, that would be number one. But in this case, taxes are a big deal. And I used to get that same bead of sweat. How do we answer how do we take such a complex discussion, simplify it in a way that makes sense, right? So we use something called tax mapping software. And what it does is it takes all of these numbers and it kind of turns it into a Sesame Street show, right? I mean, there's a few colors, a few graphs, and you really get a better understanding of your money. So I love the fact when people ask tax questions, we're able to really dig deep into them. So one of the questions that people have is, when should I retire? Should I retire January 1st? Should I retire in the summertime? Because everybody's different. Some people get performance bonuses, right? So you have to be there until February 1st. Well, what does that mean? Some people have to wait till summertime. Here's all I'm going to tell you. There is no magic equation that I can give you over the air that is going to work for everybody. It doesn't exist. But what we can do is run a multitude of scenarios. We can say, hey, if you do it on this day, this is what it would look like. If you do it on this day, this is what it would look like. And we can really figure out. One of my strategies that I love to implement with people is, especially if you're going to retire, say, into Q2 or somewhere in Q3. So you're thinking April, May, June, July, August, in that window of time. I always tell them, well, Kevin, think about it, buddy. You were already intending on paying X amount in taxes anyway. Why don't we consider doing some Roth conversions, if they make sense, to kind of get to that tax number anyway, so we can set you up with a little bit more tax-free money. And we do the math and we walk them through it. And that is the beauty of what we do, is really not say, okay, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, you're 63 and he is 65. And based on that, you should retire in December. That's not how it works. Everybody has a different story. Everybody has different types of money. Qualified money, non-qualified money. All of these things come through the door and they all work differently and they're all taxed differently. So we've got to have a plan that makes sense for you. The problem is that most people don't understand the taxes. And listen, I did not say most clients. Right. I said most people, right? Yeah, they'll say, well, you maybe should withhold 10% or 20% when we do this. That's not tax planning. That's withholding. Right. We want to make good decisions. You know, back in the day, Jerry and I used to all the time, Kevin, we used to talk about tax planning is looking through the front windshield, moving forward through tax decisions, while tax preparation or reviewing your taxes is looking through a tiny rearview mirror, looking at what you did in the past, right?
Right.
Which one is going to be more beneficial for you? 99.99% of the time, it's going to be looking forward, that tax planning. So when we sit down with somebody, that is exactly what we do. We want to look at what decisions you want to make. We're going to make recommendations, and then we're going to tell you what is the cost, i.e., what will the taxes be based on each and every one of those scenarios. In the end, Kevin, I always tell people, look, I have a 14-year-old who's playing lacrosse. I have an 11-year-old that's in musical theater playing lacrosse. Oh, by the way, my son is a trombone jazz player, so I've got to deal with that stuff. My third child, i.e. my wife, she is apparently trying to buy every, outfit and bikini on the planet. So I'm dealing with all of this kind of stuff, right?
Right.
The last thing I can do is make financial decisions for you and your family. Okay. I'm on the razor's edge with my own family. But what I can do is show you the math, and I can show you the pros and cons of each decision that you have to make. And I'm going to arm you with the tools. And yes, I'm going to make recommendations. But how great would it be if I said to you, Kevin, listen, man, if you retire in January, here's the taxes. This is what I would do. And here's why. It's going to give you some tax-free money. Yeah, you'll save money, but you won't have the tax-free money if you do it this way. But if you wait until June, you're going to get that performance bonus in April. Then you're going to retire. This is going to do this for you. You're going to get an extra $40,000, and it's only going to cost you an extra $1,500 in taxation. Well, that's a no-brainer, right? Mm-hmm. But what happens if you have to work to June, you get a $40,000 bonus, but it just puts you in those weird tax place, and you have to pay $37,000 in taxes. Now it doesn't make any sense anymore.
Right.
That is what I deal with. And I know people think, that's not real. No, that happens. See, this is where tax planning meets financial planning. And this is where I believe the industry has done a horrendous job of working with people. They spend their entire time with clients talking about how I'm going to turn your $1 million into $2 million. What is your rate of return? To be completely honest with you, that is not even something that we put on our plate. Yes, we talk about investments. Yes, we talk about rates of return. But the priority isn't how much money you make, right? Mm-hmm. What your rate of return is. It's how much money you get to keep when you want to go do fun things. That is retirement planning. And that's what sets us apart from so many other people. I get it, guys. This is confusing. It's confusing for me. Kevin, just think about it. Your dad was a CPA, right? That's what he did.
Yeah, 30 years, yeah.
It's ingrained in it's part of your genetics. Mm-hmm. How great are you at figuring this stuff out?
Horrible.
Exactly. You're a baseball guy, right? See, you're a teacher, you're a fireman, you're a lawyer, you're a doctor, and you could be the best of any of those careers. But what you're not is a tax nerd. You're not sitting here trying to figure out this tax. And here's the crazy thing about it, Kevin. 1 minute you think you understand it, and then they'll go change the rules, and now it's a completely different game. Mm-hmm. That is why not only do we do the tax planning, the tax map with you when you become a client, we do the tax planning with you at every single seating at our appointments. We sit down, we pull the tax map up, we talk about them, we run real life scenarios. I always tell people, you think that you're going to build this perfect plan and everything's going to be great. But the reality is life changes at every turn. Just like baseball, think about it. When you create a lineup for a batting lineup, right? You do that. You don't put people in the order in which you like them. You put them in the order in which you can score. You know who's got a great RBI. You know who's going to have the chance of crushing it. You know this stuff. You're stacking the deck in your favor, right? Mm-hmm. That's what we do when we look at tax planning, is we try and stack the deck in our favor so you can be as tax efficient as possible. That is what we do, and we do it each and every day. And do you understand? Listen to my voice. I love this stuff.
Yeah.
What other weird human being on this planet gets excited over taxes? Because I feel like if I can save you $2,000, $1,500, $3,500, $35,000, that's more money for you and your family.
Right.
I get excited because no one ever was the advocate for my family. No one ever sat down and said, Mr. and Mrs. Fox, Jim and Ethel. My dad was Jim. Obviously, my mom was Ethel. Hey, if you guys do this, it's going to benefit you here. No, you know what people did? They knocked on the door and they sold them a Kirby vacuum cleaner. That's what they did. Mm-hmm. They knocked on the door and picked up the life insurance payments that were stapled to the side of the door frame in our house my whole life. See, everybody's about selling. Very few people are about sitting down and showing you the pros and cons of your decisions. That's what makes us so different. And I want that opportunity with you. I get it. Nobody likes to pick up the phone and come into an office because they think they're going to sell you something. Let me take that away from you right now. Nothing here is for sale. We want to walk you through the process, show you some different ideas. And if we are the right fit, if you like me and I like you and we can benefit, you by helping you and working with you, I'm going to recommend you become a client. And if we're not a good fit and you don't like me, you walk out the door knowing more than you did, hopefully, when you came through the door. That is something that you don't get anywhere else. We want that opportunity for you. Come through our office. Let us show you how this works. This tax map is unbelievable. It opens up so many people's eyes to how taxes really work, and we want you to take advantage of getting one of those for free. Give us a call, 321-414-7526. Again, 321-414-PLAN.
All right, so we have financial weenies, we have Semper Gumbies. What's the tax version of all that?
So we call those tax ninjas.
Okay.
Well, the good people are the tax ninjas.
Okay.
All right, because they're slicing and dicing those taxes. To be honest with you, I don't know what we want to call the not good version of tax people.
Okay.
But I do like my tax ninjas. Matter of fact, if you want, Kevin, go back and look through the archives. You will find a tax ninja commercial we used to run. You will get a kick out of it, man. Lots of fun.
Okay. I'm going to dig into that here while we give folks a chance to pick up the phone and give Jim and his team at Wadadley Financial Group a call. Again, that number is 321-414-7526. 321-414-PLAN, or you can always reach them through the website. It's getfst.com. Of course, that stands for Financial Straight Talk. Getfst.com. Well, Jim, we've got about a minute left in this week's show, and like we do each and every week, standard operating procedure. Floor is all yours for the final word, my friend.
Thank you, sir. Well, guys, every week we say the same thing. We want to thank you for listening. We know that you have tons of options when it comes to getting financial information, and we're just honored to be one of those resources. So like Kevin said over and over again, if there's anything we can do for you, pick up the phone, give us a call. We're here to answer those questions. But with all that being said, on behalf of myself and Mr. Kevin Mack, I want to thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you next time on the Financial Straight Talk.
Thanks for listening to Financial Straight Talk with Jim Fox. To learn more, visit getfst.com.
Insurance products are offered through the insurance business Wadadley Financial Group. Wadadley Financial Group is also an investment advisory practice that offers products and services through Impact Partnership Wealth LLC IPW, a registered investment advisor. IPW does not offer insurance products. The insurance products offered by Wadadley Financial Group are not subject to investment advisor requirements. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal. Any references to protection, safety, or lifetime income generally refer to fixed insurance products, never securities or investments. Insurance guarantees are backed by the financial strength and claims-paying abilities of the issuing carrier. This show is intended for informational purposes only. It is not intended to be used as the sole basis for financial decisions, nor should it be construed as advice designed to meet the particular needs of an individual's situation. Wadadley Financial Group is not permitted to offer, and no statement made during this show shall constitute tax or legal advice. Our firm is not affiliated with or endorsed by the U.S. government or any government agency. The information and opinions contained herein provided by third parties have been obtained from sources believed to be reliable, but accuracy and completeness cannot be guaranteed by Wadadley Financial Group.